What's up, good people? Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Jobu Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. It is finally freaking Friday. Tomorrow, my JMU Dukes going for win number 11. I'm so proud. We got Pat McAfee show going on live from JMU. College Game Day will be there tomorrow. This is incredible for the JMU Dukes. So I started watching a little bit of this, and they started getting to Stefon Diggs. Okay, now Stefon Diggs, you know, we got his brother, definitely wants him to come to Dallas. Mike Fisher posted an article yesterday, talking about how Diggs wants to play with the Cowboys. The reality is, though, we're talking about $28 million right now as his contract, and you're probably going to have to give up a number one and maybe more to get him. I don't see the Cowboys making that move, not when we have so many other needs and things and so on. But I want to go through, because this is a little bit of Stefon Diggs talking about his brother talking.
33-yard field goal. I think with science, this will become about a 40-yarder. Okay. So I'm excited to see if anybody here at JMU can make it, bury it, and hopefully $90,000 will go to somebody who can celebrate something, since the NCAA says you ain't allowed to celebrate nothing.
Screw you, NCAA.
From the NCAA being stupid, and although I do love a nice chance to grandstand when you're 100% right and the other team is 100% wrong.
There you go, Pat.
It's been a lot of fun to do. Stefon Diggs came out and started speaking about his thoughts of being a Buffalo Big.
Whoa! Easy. Is that guy right there in the Steelers jersey? Lord.
Anyways, Stefon Diggs' brother was obviously tweeting and pretty active about the happenings around Buffalo. Stefon Diggs obviously had to answer for that. Here's what he had to say about how he feels as a Buffalo D.
I'm not responsible for how other people feel. Anybody in this room, for this man, a reporter, a player, even my own brother. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love my brother. And the space that my brother's coming from is my family. You know what I'm saying? So you want to know how he feels, you gotta take it up with him. You know what I'm saying? Like, putting me in a position. I
love my mama.
Having a conversation with my brother, that's outside. That's in-house family rules. But for me, I can't combat or answer all the questions as to why. You know what I'm saying? With people in the world and, you know what I'm saying, X, Y, Z, like, that's something you're going to have to ask my brother how he feels about it. So for me,
ask his brother.
100%. Yeah, but if it was another fan or anybody else that commented on the game, y'all wouldn't have said that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just happened to be that it's my brother. But for me, I'm like, all right, you asking me how my brother feels, you know what I'm saying? You got to ask my brother how he feels about it. But for me, more so, I want to put more emphasis on when you put me in a space of answering questions as to how somebody else feels, I can't do that. You know what I'm saying? And then, like, the snowball effect of people having comments, or like, I think somebody did an interview about how my brother feels, and that's my family. You know what I'm saying? I go to bat for my family 100%. I can't answer questions as to why he feels about this, that, and the third in the game. You know what I'm saying? I haven't had that personal conversation with him. My brother's watching football right now. He's not playing too much, so obviously he's coming from more of a fan perspective, but that is my family, so I handle my family with the utmost respect, and I always hope that people treat it that way. So when people speak of my family, have a level of integrity as well, because I feel like if it was another family member or it was somebody else, you know, obviously people kind of handle things however they want, but tread lightly when you're talking about my family. You know?
Yeah, and I love my mother hat on. Okay. I love my brother.
So don't mess with my family.
Right next to it, knew he was going to have to answer it. As soon as we saw his brother tweet, we knew he was going to have to talk about it. Uncomfortable position for Stefon to be in that locker room. But then there was video from practice, him and Josh Allen loving on each other. Yeah. What do you think about the whole situation happening in Buffalo, AJ?
Yeah, I'm somewhat confused a little bit by that, but you're right. It's put Stefon Diggs in kind of an awkward situation. Whenever his brother might be tweeting about, you never really know. Your family always has. Like, has your back no matter what. Just trying to say, hey, have some respect.
Man, got to get out of there.
Family. I get it, but I just don't know, because you're right. When you see Josh Allen and Stefon Diggs together, when they're hanging out talking, when everyone, the cameras are there, everything seems great. Like, they're not the issue, are they? What's the issue?
It seems like it is.
The thing about it is, and Stefon understands this, like, him and his brother very tight. We've learned about their relationship. We've learned about Aiden.
Okay, we lost the sound. Alrighty. So we lost. Look at JMU. Okay.
any of this on ESPN, but I do appreciate that passion.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I do appreciate that passion.
I just assume, though, that Stephon and Trayvon have had conversations before. Yeah. So whenever he's popping off, it's like automatically assuming that this Stephon Diggs has
that he would have said, nah.
I'm my own man.
Yeah, and plus Buffalo, you know, a long way away from Dallas. People forget that too. How does Trayvon know what's going on in the building? The kind of thing I take away from this is, yeah, no doubt about it, this Buffalo Bills team is exploding. Yeah. Our eyes. Diggs, I don't know if he's just going to get released or what, but it feels as though he doesn't really want to be there. Now, whether that is...
We got a lot of friends on it.
We got a lot of friends, and I have said multiple times, I want them to win. I bet on them to win the Super Bowl every year, just because when I do expect them to, you know, win and they lose, it's awesome for two different reasons. But it comes down to Josh, right? Like if Josh starts taking care of the ball and throwing it to Stephon Diggs, this team's gonna roll.
I'm still wondering what's going on behind the scenes. That team looks different. The vibes feel completely different.
They do.
I'm not saying I've been in a locker room before and like I'm pretty good at reading the room. Sure. And I'm outside looking in. Feels like the room is in a different spot than it had been before.
Yeah.
We hope they get it all figured out. We hope we don't have to have those press conferences for Stephon Diggs. Joining us now, ladies and gentlemen, as a human who is at the incredible...
Let's stop it right there. So here's my 2 cents on it. I don't think that it's going to be conceivable for the Cowboys to be able to bring in Stephon Diggs. It's great to talk about it. It's great to dream about what if the Cowboys had, you know, the best set of wide receivers. Wouldn't it be cool to have the whole family thing of reuniting brothers on the same team, fighting together? That all sounds so great. But the reality is chances of that happening are slim and none. But I will say that I think Stephon definitely wants to get out of Buffalo. And you'll remember how it was when he was there in Minnesota. He wanted to get out of Minnesota, and he kind of pitched a bit of a fit that helped work a deal to get him to Buffalo. So he gets to Buffalo. If he were to come to Dallas, and Dallas is going to have financial issues because they got to pay Micah, they got to do something with Dak's contract and things like that, and then you're talking about CeeDee Lamb's contracts got to be done. How long would it be before Diggs ended up being upset about being there with the Cowboys? And do you want to get somebody necessarily who has had some issues getting along with teammates? I'm not saying that I don't want him. Don't get it twisted. Just trying to put out the whole pictures of things that you have to look at when you start talking about, am I going to give up a #1 pick? And a #1 pick could be somebody like, Mazi Smith, although you say, okay, I'd be glad to give up Mazi Smith, or it could be, Micah Parsons, for all you know. But giving up that first-round pick that the Cowboys coveted, I don't think that they're going to want to do that. Second thing you got to look at is, how is he going to fit in with the rest of the team, and can we afford him monetarily? I don't think any of these things are going to work out for the Cowboys and Stephon Diggs, but I think it's definitely going to help it work out for Stephon Diggs to get out of Buffalo, because they are truly imploding. All right, I got to get back to work, good people. Peace.